The story around this game, honestly, is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was the best player on the field. Even with those two interceptions, of course, one of them being a pick six. I think it was the first drive of the game being a pick six. We've talked about this a lot, but I think this is a good time to bring it back up and hone on it. Lamar Jackson is unlike any quarterback we've ever seen. Lamar Jackson is not Michael Vick. I think he runs faster and a little more elusive than Michael Vick. Now, he doesn't have the arm as Michael Vick, but yeah. Lamar Jackson is not Cam Newton in his prime. We've never seen a player like Lamar Jackson. And I think because of that, and I know because of that, it's hard to really wrap our brain around just exactly how good Lamar Jackson is and exactly who is Lamar Jackson. So, and I say all that to say, because of that, the world the world likes familiarity. The world likes comps. The world likes to, compare one player to another. It allows them, it's like movies, right? Shouts out to Malignant for people that have seen it. Malignant is a movie unlike, I don't, at least the plot twist and everything. Malignant, I liked that movie, Malignant. I saw it this weekend or last weekend or something like that, last week. It was a good movie. But it's probably unlike any other movie we've seen, especially in the quote-unquote horror genre. And because of that, there's a lot of mixed emotions and a lot of mixed reviews from the movie Malignant. Now, again, movies are subjective, music's subjective. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. But I liked the movie. And a lot of reviews are saying it's confusing, or it's just too jumbled, or it's just too incohesive, But when you look at it, I think that, and even the director, I think James Wan, I believe his name is, shouts out to you. He even said, this is unlike anything I've done. You see, people like familiarity. Like I said, you like to say, hey, this is just like this, and it allows you to accept it more. The problem is with Malignant, just like with Lamar Jackson, you can't do that. I don't think I've seen a movie quite like Malignant. Of course, there are bits and pieces that are like other movies, but I don't think I've ever seen, in totality, I don't think I've ever seen a movie quite like Malignant. And we've never seen a quarterback quite like Lamar Jackson. And because of that, a lot of people want to fairly criticize a player, by the way, who is the youngest, I believe, unanimous MVP ever. Does Lamar Jackson have limitations? Yes. Lamar Jackson, we all know what they are. Lamar Jackson needs to improve on his passing. I mean, there were a couple passes that he overthrew. I think it was like two. One of them was big to Marquise Brown. Overthrew him. He needs to get a little better in the short game, like in the short passing game. He needs to get a little better with that. But we need to stop. Just because we can't compare, just because we can't say he's like him or Lamar Jackson is just like him. So because we need to stop overly criticizing and unfairly criticizing Lamar Jackson. People think just because Lamar Jackson may need to improve in one area, he's just completely garbage, or he's not a top quarterback. One, again, youngest unanimous MVP, and two, there's a lot of things that you can look at some of the greatest, right? And I'm not saying, when you hear me say this, don't hear me say that he's better than Tom Brady. But if you look at Tom Brady, Tom Brady is one of the most cerebral. I mean, he's the GOAT of quarterbacks, right? And there's things that Lamar Jackson does that Tom Brady couldn't even fathom doing. Some of those runs, and I understand he's a quarterback, some of those runs that he did against the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, I mean, the dude I think he was averaging like 10 yards a carry. as a quarterback on a team where everyone that's scheming against you knows what you're going to do. They want to run the ball. The Ravens were built on running the ball. And everyone except I think one running back averaged more than 6 yards a carry, or 4 or 5 yards a carry, averaged more than that. Yeah, man, we need to really put respect on Lamar Jackson's name, man. He was the best player on a field that saw Travis Kelce, saw Patrick Mahomes, saw Tyreek Hill, saw Marlon Humphreys, Tyrann Mathieu. Lamar Jackson was the best player on the field. And there's things that he did, whether it was the jump pass or, of course, we know the soundbite going around, John Harbaugh asking him if he wanted to go for it on fourth down. Of course, he said yes. That fourth down secured the game. Not a lot of players are doing that. Not a lot of coaches are asking their quarterbacks if they want to do it. The touchdown run or some of the passes where he's scrambling and his unorthodox passing angles and stuff. Like, Lamar Jackson is unlike any player we've ever seen, especially at the quarterback position. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Yes, of course, he still has limitations, but that doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that he's garbage. I feel a lot of people overly criticize and unfairly criticize him because he doesn't have a comp.